Well, an update on our 5-year project. I always remember when I look at what seems like the impossibility of what we're trying to do here, that of building an inland resort which will benefit not only us, of course, but will benefit the community, because the people here are not of great wealth, and they'll be able to enjoy this facility because we'll make it available to them. But when I look at it, it's a huge undertaking, and of course there's no knowing how things will go. Can we do it right now? No, we can't. We do what we can. And I remember a book that I read. I'm always quoting from books, I know, but such is the education that I have cobbled together since I was 15 and leaving school. A lot of it, most of it, has been from either listening to people who know more than I do and reading books. And the book that made a great impression on me, one of the many, was a book that said, "Leap and the net will appear." In other words, we all like to have a plan B, not always a good idea. You shouldn't be thinking about failure at the start of trying to achieve success. But it said, "Leap and the net will appear." In other words, safety will come as you progress through the project that is seeming impossible. And so we started this, and we do what we can as we go along. And right now we're looking at the ceiling. Ceilings are all tray ceilings with what will be concealed lighting, which gives a special ambience to the place. And you can see that we're well on with that particular part of the project. Well, what happens is that when we get the money in, we buy the materials, and then what we try to do, as you can see here, look, is we try to keep our workforce employed, because that means food on the table for the families of these men, and we take that very seriously. So I'm walking through now. I've done this many times before, and most of you who follow our videos will have watched and seen what we're doing here. So as I said, it's an inland resort, and what we're hoping to be able to do is to rent rooms and avail the swimming pool when we're finally able to afford to put that in. On our fundraising, we are always fundraising for our charity, which is to benefit those who are much less fortunate than we are, and we have been blessed, and we know that, and we want to share that blessing. So what you're seeing now, whatever money it brings in, we will give 10% of that to our charity, so that we can continue to do our charitable works. And these are our guys, and we try to keep them employed. And down there, that big, what looks like a natural pool or pond, is actually where the rice fields used to be, and we're going to put a swimming pool in there, which will be obviously appropriate for an inland resort. So things are not always done in order. The men would have been halfway through this when they'd be pulled off to do something else, possibly on American John's house. This is the main hallway which would service all of these rooms. The rooms are being deliberately made large so that they will benefit Filipino families. And the really large rooms are what are called in the Philippines family rooms. And as you can see here, this will be a suite. And this part that we're looking at right now would be the living room part for those who chose that way, and then this will be the master bedroom. So this could be a living-in apartment, and would be large by Filipino standards. We're gradually getting a little bit cleaner. This here is to be a small kitchen area that people can cook noodles and snacks and things like that that are easy to prepare. And this large room, I have an interim plan that we are trying to get this finished, and when we get this finished, what will happen, I'm hoping, is that we'll partner with the police, and the police who have a program for aiding and educating. I'm trying to choose my words carefully. They'll be trying to educate people on abuse, for rape victims, for families who have gone astray as far as the choice of father and husband, and they need help to avoid being abused, and they need to know where they can go and that help is available to them. So part of that program would fit in very well as a partnership with what I have in mind. And what I have in mind is to be able to offer children a movie on that wall there. We'll run a movie on Saturday. Every Saturday, when I was a kid, I used to go to the Saturday Miners. I lived in Manchester in the UK and Lancashire, and kids could be dropped off at the movie theatre by their parents, and for 2 hours the kids would have a wild old time, not being supervised in the movie during the movie as they would normally be, and they had a great time. And I wanted to provide that, if possible, here. And as a foreigner, I would expect to get, and will get, I've already approached my contacts in the PNP for their presence during that time, and they'll be able to talk to mothers and children, so that they know that there is help and where to get it and how to go about it. So this will be a multifunctional place, and that's what we're looking forward to doing. So we would run a movie on this particular part, so the children could come in and watch possibly a movie in possibly the closest that they'll ever get, certainly in their early life, of watching a movie in a theatre. I remember when we first took Nanai, we took her to see her first movie in a theatre. Her first question was, "Why are they putting the lights out?" So all of this can be very, very new to kids who are at or far below the poverty line. So that's our little update on our project. We do what we can, when we can, and we work with, as I always say, we do what we can with what we have. So thanks for being with me on this short video, and bye for now.